All right, ladies and gentlemen, how are you all doing? 7-0
What's
victory.
good?
7-0 victory. Core, how you doing? How you feeling
I'm
about this
good.
game?
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I told you guys that Limer isn't as bad as a lot of people think he is. I think he solved the midfield issue. I've been saying this for a while now. He does need to work on his marking. I would say his marking is a bit left to be desired, but today was a really good game. And I think even the league did really well. I think the league did really well in terms of what Tuchel was talking about, like playing quicker, not dilly dallying with the ball too much. I
Yep.
think, you know, he did well in that regard. Um, Now another thing that I want to say too is, yeah, great game, great game. Another thing that I want to say too is that I kind of do understand why Tuchel needs Paulinho. I really do, because if you look at Paulinho, like for example, we could have played, if we had Paulinho, we could have played Paulinho and Limer as the two
Okay.
DMs. And so what that would do is you would see Limer have the ability to press and not have to worry about sticking to his position, or you get what I'm trying to say. So then we'd
Mhm.
have that number six who would stay in the position and not like always press. That's my only problem with Lyman, is pressing and then leaving those spaces in behind, and then not kind of sticking to his position. That's my only problem. But
Yep.
what I will say is he can play the DM position, because we've seen it today that he can play. Um, Mazurai was good, very calm on the ball. Didn't do a lot, but very calm. I like the way what's someone call it, Coleman. Coleman was so unselfish today. You see,
Really
he
was,
wasn't.
yeah.
Yes, like he wasn't trying to be like Sani, where Sani, how do you say it? Sani? He was just trying to do everything by himself and go score. You get what I'm saying? I really like that from Coleman, and that's what I want to see more of from these guys. If they could put in performances like this, you know, like every day, like 24/7, especially in the big game, like the game that we have next week against Leipzig, you're gonna make a statement. You get what I'm trying to say? You're gonna make a statement when you do something like that. But
Yep.
unfortunately, the problem here is Bayern this season, we haven't had good results against big teams. We've had, like against United we won, but again still there is that problem where we do struggle against the big teams. And for example, against Leverkusen at home, we should be beating them like 5-0. I don't care what you say, because that's like a team where we're used to beating them. You get what I'm saying? Um so yeah, we should be beating them like, maybe like I would say like we should be beating them like 5-0, something like that. What other players should I also mention? Davis was good too today. He wasn't bad. Davis was good. And Kim Min Jae better, not bad. But that my problem with Kim Min Jae, Prince, is Kim Min Jae, right? If the attackers start pressing him, that's my only problem. Because he's not really a good passer. I'm starting to see it now.
Yep.
When the attacker press him and they keep pressing him and give him pressure, that's where I want to see what answer does Tuchel have for that.
Mhm.
Because they can press Upamakan, they can press Kim and Jay. These guys they can press, and Delict too is not really a good passer, by the way, too. So it was a really good game. It was a really, really good game. Orag didn't really have a lot to, how do you say this? Um, do, because again, Bochum really didn't pose a threat. Um, and yeah, I mean, this is, and I love, finally, finally, finally. I'm sorry, Prince, but I have to say this. I've been calling for 4-4-4-2. I've been calling for 4-4-2 for a while now, and look what happened. We played 4-4-2, and all of a sudden, like I'm seeing Harry Kane has more space. He's getting more chances. He's getting the ball more. He's getting more involvements. Like it doesn't. I don't know why Tuchel took so long to understand that you have to play two strikers with Harry Kane. Like it's so self-explanatory. I'm so happy that he put Choupo-Moting alongside with Kane, because now I know where Kane, how you can get the best out of Kane. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
Against United, he was alone. Against Leverkusen, he was alone. But you see now, when you play two strikers, you open space up. You give the defenders someone to think about. You see, they are not always on Harry Kane. Now the defenders can draw to Choupo-Moting and so forth. You see. So this is what I really wanted. This is what I've been wanting for a while, and I'm so happy he did in this game. And again, like I said, for the next game, let's rotate, Prince. Let's rotate. I mean, there's no harm in rotate. It's the Derby Pokal. Let's rotate. Let's put in the young players in. Um, and yeah, you have to keep Kane. The reason why I'm saying, Prince, we have to keep Kane in the starting 11 is Bayern's problem last season has always been a striker. All the time when we're playing a game, we have to have a striker playing. We have to have at least like two strikers playing, because that's how we get the best out of these guys. Like, if we want to really dominate, I think that's how we have to start playing two strikers, whether it be a 4-4-2, whether it be a 4-2-2-2, and so forth. And then the thing is, I think Sane is better as an attacking mid. I really think Sane is better as an attacking mid, because I know I understand what he's trying to do, putting him as a right winger, but I think the strength of Sane is playing attacking mid, because he's pretty good. He gives some really good, threaded passes
Mhm.
that could be dangerous, or some link up plays that could change the game. You get what I'm saying? So that's one thing. But yeah, I mean, yeah, go ahead, Prince. I know I talked a lot, so yeah, you go ahead and, and give your
No,
opinion.
I'm actually just looking at the statistics. That's what I've been doing, because usually I don't like looking at stats, but for this kind of game, I feel like the stats paint a story. We've had 26 shots overall in this game,
Yeah,
with 15 of them being on target.
yeah,
I don't remember us or any team ever having 15 shots on target. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if that's a record or something, but to me, that's absolutely insane.
Hmm.
Now, here's my things of the overall game. We obviously dominated from start to finish. I mean, there was no they had one shot on target, and that was, I believe, in the first half. Like they had nothing to offer, and we just dominated that game in a manner that, like, you don't typically see. You do see us dominate games, but typically it's us dominating just in attack. Whereas with this one, I felt like we were dominating all around. I thought the defense was good. I thought midfield was good. I thought the attack was good. I thought we were just great overall. So this is one of those games where I'm like, I want to see more of this, because to me, the 7 goals, okay, that's amazing. That's nice. That's what
That's
we're going to be
nice.
talking about, obviously.
Yeah. Hmm.
But it's the clean sheet. It's the
Hmm.
way we stop their attacks that I'm
Hmm.
most interested in, because we've not struggled to score at all this season. This season we've scored multiple goals each and every single game. It's always been our defense that has been the weakness. So us
Hmm.
actually like keeping a clean sheet and us actually looking solid in defense, that's the aspect where I'm like, yes, that's what I want to see. Yes, this is how I want us to go forward. So again, it's early steps. It's against a team that we should be dominating. So of course, that's what people are going to argue. Like, let's Bochum, what are they really going to do? They're most likely going to get relegated. That's all fair. That's all dandy. I get it.
Oh, they're
But to
13th.
me,
They're 13th on the table.
yeah. But I
Not
think
bad.
at the end of the season, there's a good chance, they're going to be in that relegation. They're going to be a relegation candidate. So most people will say, well, we should be dominating them. Where was this against United? But my point is two things. One, and this is an easy one, right? But one, Coman started, and to me personally, right? I don't know what you all think, but to me, there was such a big difference between Coman today and what Gnabry has offered us all season.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
Coman, I think, was it the first goal or the second goal, where like he gets an amazing ball, and then gets it to, I think it was Harry Kane, squares it to Harry Kane. And that really just got the floodgates up, that started the floodgates. So to me, it's little aspects like these that, like, Gnabry really is. So to me, that's like, the way that's why I think the team is so much better today than it was in the past. And then in defense, you had De Ligt and Kim, two players that like to defend. Upamecano's obviously better on the ball. And I felt a little bit sorry for him today because I felt like he only got the ball under pressure, so he looked a little bit worse. But again, he's got the ability to really play the ball out of pressure. So overall, I am very, very happy. I'm also very happy that Tell came on, scored, but I'm even more happy for Franz Kretzik coming on and getting his debut, his Bundesliga debut, because he deserves it, and he also nearly scored. So you know what, fair enough to him. And the squad isn't really deep, so you've got the opportunity to bring in these youngsters, and if you play them more, play them consistently, then we can really, hopefully have them really integrate into the squad and do well long term. So it's a lot of little aspects like these that I'm looking forward to personally, and yeah. I'm just very happy about the game today, but more than anything, I'm very happy about the defense, if I'm being completely honest. That's what I was so excited about, seeing a good defense and good defense display from us out as a whole.
Yep.
Uh,
You said it
one
all.
thing, yeah, exactly. One thing that I'll ask you though is because Mazraoui started, and obviously that was a big concern, I guess you could say. What do you think about Mazraoui's performance as a whole today?
He was very calm on the ball. He was very, like chill. Didn't rush. He wasn't most of the time. This is the problem with Mazraoui. He's been very like undisciplined. Like he's not too disciplined, you see. So he maybe when he pushes forward and the player steals the ball, he'll make a reckless foul. We saw it against Gladbach. But today he was calm. The way he was playing, he played with some composure. His link up plays was good. You could see even his crosses too was not bad. You see, it really wasn't bad. Um, but I think, and that's what I'm saying. I think that's why you need someone who, like a Paulinia, like a number 6, where on that right hand side can protect. You see, Mazraoui and make sure that Mazraoui can push up and he can cover. Now, I think that's what Limer did really well today. Is when Mazraoui pushed up, you had someone covering for Mazraoui whilst Mazraoui was pushing up. You understand? Or sometimes you would have De Ligt come and join in and come to the right side to also support. Let's say when Limer also pushes up too. It's you know get the likes of guy with yes, Bombas. We need you. We need you. We need you. So yeah, I thought he played a really good game. I thought he played a really good game. But I think the reason why he played a really good game is because he had cover at the back. And I think that's what people have to understand. It's not so much of Mazraoui because Mazraoui was pushing up and he just had a really lucky day. No. It was because he had that cover that of Limer and De Ligt that could cover for him, let's say when he lost the ball in possession and attacking basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with a lot of what you said. To me personally, that's just the way I feel. Um, I understand why Tuchel plays Lima. Um, my issue is that we've got such a small squad that, like, I would have actually liked to see Lima not play today because he felt very tired. It looked like he was very tired during the Manchester United game, and today it didn't feel that way at all. Now, granted, when you're winning, when you're doing well, fatigue doesn't really exist because then you just kind of want to go forward and score. Whereas, when the game's sort of like in the balance and even, that's when fatigue really shines. So today, it didn't show the fatigue. but because we've got such a small squad, I do want to see a heavy amount of rotation. And we got a good amount of rotation. The thing that I hate, and I'll just say this right now, the thing that I hate, right? Everyone was asking Tuchel to rotate before the game. Everyone was saying, let's rotate, we need to rotate. He does rotate, and people are still angry. People are like, well, what about Tell? Tell should have started. What about Kretic? Kretic should have started. Why is Goretzka on the bench? This could have been a game where he finally, plays well. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter what Tuchel does. At the end of the day, people are going to complain. And that's fair, because that's your job as a manager. People are going to complain. We've complained, me and you. I mean, you've said Tuchel out. We've complained plenty of times on these streams. But I'm going to give Tuchel credit today.
Yeah.
With the exception of the De Ligt substitution, that could be a knock, that could be injury. That's what was what the commentators theorized, that's what it was, a knock and an injury. I've not looked at any comments from Tuchel yet, so we might get some clarity from there. But I thought in general, I like the game plan. I like the way we played today. I like the way we made the substitutions relatively early. The game was basically over at halftime. You could argue, maybe substitutions could have come in earlier. But the way I see it is, I don't want these youngsters to be thrown into the fire. Yes, the game is over at halftime, but I don't want them to be just thrown in, just like, oh yeah, here are your minutes. No, I want them to actually have to earn those minutes. I don't think charity should exist at like a club like Bayern, where someone just comes in because, well, we don't have anything better to do. So if you're on, come on, have some fun. I think you do need to still earn those minutes. I think Tell has very much earned those minutes, so you can make an argument for Tell. But in general, the way I'm looking at it is, I don't want substitution. I want there to be a heavy amount of rotation, but I don't want players to play just because we've got a small squad. I want them to play because they're actually going to do something and help the team, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree. I think what you're saying is true, and I think that if you look at it, we have a thin squad. I'm not saying that we don't have it. We really do have a thin squad. I think we could probably still do with I would say, maybe one more center back. I would say one more center back, and then maybe one more DM. And I think Paulinho. That's what I'm saying. I think Paulinho coming in January, I think he'd solve a lot of those problems. And I think that's the reason why Tuchel hasn't been able to rotate a lot, because the squad is really, really thin. I'm thinking about it now. I mean, we all know Tuchel's not gonna play a player like Pavlovic, but he was on the bench. I mean, these young players, Pavlovic, he's a nice DM, but he won't play him. So I think one thing Tuchel likes to do is he likes to go with the experience and tried and trusted, rather than gambling on young players that he knows there's gonna be some error-prone mistakes on them, basically. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, and the big issue obviously is that you don't want to play these young players, too early, because then if they make a mistake, then they're going to be criticized just as harshly as any other player that's on the pitch. So exactly. you don't want to put them in to a situation that they can't handle. I mean, you look at last season. He played Stanisic. I think it was it against PSG or was it? No, it was against Manchester City. He played Stanisic, I believe, against Manchester City because he trusted him. He trusted him. So for Tuchel, I feel like it's just a case where if he trusts you, if he thinks that you're up to the task, I don't think age matters, but he's not gonna just play you because you're young, because then he puts you in a situation where you're beyond your means, and ultimately if you fail, then it's going to be a lot more difficult to build up your confidence and for you to do well. Look, we need to talk about Harry Kane, because the guy scored 3 goals, got a hat-trick, and had 2 assists. So we need to talk about it, right? It's only fair that we do. I want to let you start off first, because I don't actually have that much to say about him today. Funnily enough, I thought his performance was superb, but I actually don't have that much to say about it. So I want to let you start first in case you have something to say.
Okay. Yes. So with Harry Kane, I would say this: very, very good performance by him. And one thing about Harry Kane too, for me, is that he might not be, I think the reason why Bayern bought Harry Kane was not solely to always score, but it's just to open space up for the wingers. Last season, the wingers had to be goal scorers, come back and defend, do all these other stuff and, really help the team and pull out. Even it came to a point where De Ligt had to be a striker, So, it's I think Harry Kane has solved our striker issue because, and this is why, Prince, I'm going to say this. This is why I'm very upset about Nagelsmann because this dimwit Nagelsmann guy, whatever you call it, such an inexperienced coach, you know, he's going to do the same shit going to the German national team. He's going to not play a striker. And, the Germany national team is going to even get more exposed because of him not playing a striker. And you could see how Nagelsmann has affected us. I've been saying this time in Nagelsmann has seriously, I'm not even gonna lie, Nagelsmann has seriously affected us because what Nagelsmann used to do, right? This is what Nagelsmann used to he used to go with a three-back system. You understand? And what that did was, yes, the back three, don't get me wrong, it was good in terms of certain games, but still the teams could counterattack. You had Gravenberch, you had Sabitzer, and all these guys, but those were not true DM. They are not like you see how Limer, he's playing DM. He can, cover shadow, and so they can't do that. You see, so with even this Limer signing being a Nagelsmann signing, look at what Tuchel is doing with this Bayern team. Even Harry Kane, because we couldn't score last season, it's because of having no striker. So now, now we are starting to realize why do you go get someone like Mane, who for me, I never ever consider him as a winger. I always said if you're going to get Mane, you get him with a striker. You see? So it's the dumb idea of Nagelsmann. This is why. And Harry Kane, very good play. His through passes are amazing. I'm not gonna lie, those through passes are on point because there were some through passes I was looking at. I was like, oh wow, that's really on point. His hold up play is really good. And today you saw the best of Harry Kane. You saw the best. That's what I'm saying. If Tuchel really wants to get the best out of Harry Kane, you play two strikers. You don't play one. That's how you open up space. That's how you get the best out of Kane. Because I'm sure that United game we would have won 5-0 if we played Limer as a DM and the guy we would have won 5-0. You understand? But he played really well. That penalty was class. The first goal he scored, that was absolute class. And he got a hat trick. So yeah, man. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that finally, just finally, no more Oliver Kahn's bullshit. No more of these, Brazo and these guys who don't know how to do anything for the club. Waste men that came from nowhere. And we have proper sporting directors who actually know how to sign players, because that's the problem. Last summer, we went to go splash money on players that we didn't even need. And then guess what? Like we're in a situation where we're drawing, we're tying, we're losing to teams that we're not supposed to. So yeah, that's what I would say. But we still have that problem though. But yeah.
Bombasta Ablasta, welcome. What are you thinking about the game then? I know you said that you only watched the first half, I believe. But what did you think about the first half then? Because the second half was basically the same as the first half, if I'm being honest.
Good evening, chaps, or good afternoon, or whatever time it is, wherever you guys are.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, I only saw the first half because I couldn't get my stream to work in the second, but I was guessing it was going to be fine. So that's why I was just watching you guys from the sidelines, and I was hoping you guys were going to comment on the second half to let me know how it went and stuff. But I thought it was great, man. I mean, who can complain? What complaints could there realistically be? I see a lot of, these Tuchel out people, man. They're firm, stubborn, really stubborn people, man. So if we play well, it's only Bochum. But if we don't play well, it's Tuchel out. That's impossible standards. But I really enjoyed what I saw. Namely, I was waiting to see De Ligt playing as the right centre back, just to see how it would look. Would he be okay in there? And yeah, bro, he was okay. Better
He
than
was
okay.
good, yeah.
I thought he was solid today.
Yeah.
He was clearing he was clearing crosses, scored his trademark goal. Yeah, man, I have no complaints with that. I wonder if Upamecano is in trouble here, or I wonder who's in the ascendancy. Probably Upamecano, but for how much longer? For how much
That's the
longer?
problem. That's a problem.
I don't think it's a
No,
problem
so
per se.
Bombast, you know something, right? So the thing is, right, what we can do is when we see one is not in form, then we bench him a little bit. We kind of take turns. I think that's what we should do with two of them, is we should just take turns.
I think Tuchel will play them based on application. He must have an idea of the profile of game, and he might go with one for a certain game and another for a certain game for now. But I just don't know how it will work long term. But that was one of the things that I was looking at during the game, and I was pretty happy with it, man, to be honest with you. Another thing was Kingsley. Kingsley on the left-hand side today, huge difference, man. Playing ambidextrously, playing balanced. He was looking for Kane, making some intelligent passes. Who else stood out to me today? Harry Kane, man. Got to spare a thought for Sir Harold Kane. Scuffed a couple of shots today, which was pretty surprising, especially the one that he skied. I thought that was a nailed-on goal, to be honest with you. But because he's been so efficient recently, but he was far more involved today than in any of the other games, and that's really important for us. So that's why I'm not really poo-pooing this Bochum fixture. We needed a game like this to get our creative juices flowing, to get our confidence up and stuff like that. I'm not too disappointed that Tell didn't start. He's 18 years old, man. It's Bayern Munich. It's a big club. You're going to work for your minutes. I really don't think it's a good idea when big clubs lean on younger players like that, because you run their bodies into the ground, man. They're still developing physically, and you could have like a Ansu Fati situation or a Dembele. Bro, they have run every single young player they've had into the ground, man, because they're playing them as if they're adults. You know what I'm saying? So that's okay, man. He can wait patiently. Very happy that he got a goal. I still haven't seen it yet, but after I switch off here, I'll go check out the replays. That pass from Harry Kane was sick, bro. It was sick, man. He's slow, bro. He's slow as hell. He's kind of like a tree. You just plant him somewhere, but he knows what he's doing. He can still impact the game with like a little shimmy and a ball. Pretty intelligent player, man. I saw him in a different light today, man. He's pretty clever, Harry Kane.
Yeah.
I thought Choupo-Moting, man. Choupo-Moting is looking good, man. Little cameo against Man United. Looked good again today, solid. He's a disrespected player, man. And I don't even think his name sounds that funny, to be honest. He's all right, Choupo. I'll be in the trenches for him one day. What else did I notice in the game today? I don't know about Mazraoui, man. I feel... Do you think that Lima would have been better covering Rashford or Mazraoui?
I think Lima. You know why
I
I'm
know
saying
Lima
Lima,
got
right?
cooked a little bit, but ultimately Rashford didn't do too much in the game. Like between him and Upamecano, they kept him pretty quiet. I felt Rashford would have cooked Mazraoui, man.
Yeah.
I don't trust him. I think it was a perfect game for him, man. No real threat, and he can sort of... We need to work on his development.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're thin, man. We're a very cozy, tight-knit group. It's like 5 of us. Yeah. But other than that, man, very happy. We move 3 points, some good goal difference. We'll see if we can hit top spot in the league with this goal difference. Who's Leverkusen playing this week?
I don't even know. That's a good question. That's a very good question. What are they playing this week? I'm more worried about Leipzig because Leipzig is next week.
Yeah, we need to get that revenge, man. We
Yeah.
definitely need to right that wrong.
Yeah.
Leverkusen are playing against Heidenheim, which will likely be a relegation candidate.
Oh,
Damn.
is it away or home?
Leverkusen are at home.
Home.
Damn. There's no chance that could even be a banana skin for them.
Yeah.
Is there Champions League on this week? Midweek?
No, it's
It's the
Pokal.
cup. Yeah. Bayern is playing against Münster on 26th, which I believe is Tuesday.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, guys, I don't know if you guys have mentioned it yet or not. Leroy. This is the best version of Leroy I've ever seen. This is better than his Man City days.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. He gets too even killed when he starts saying stuff like.
Well, I can be temporarily excited, can't I? Nah, he's playing well, bro.
Don't. I know him. I know him too well, man. I know this guy too well. Man. I don't want to give him. I don't want to give him the credit because I want to see him do it in the knockout stage. He always does it at the beginning of the season. I give him credit for performing well, but knockout stage is when I'm really gonna judge him because I've seen every season we play him. Beginning of the season, he's amazing. Knockout stage, he's someone different. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But
do you think the offer for Serge Gnabry from United is real?
It could.
I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. Like, I don't think he's leaving. That's my big thing. Like, I think as long as Kimmich is at Bayern, Gnabry isn't leaving because like obviously they're best friends. So I don't think one is leaving without the other, and they're not leaving unless they're leaving to the same team.
Damn. Because the sun's getting really low on Serge. There's just no way to accommodate what he brings anymore. Like, remember I was saying he's a fox in the box nowadays? Perfect example, Manchester United took his goal well, but that was it. That was all he did in the entire game, and that was because he was closest to goal. There's no chance he can start out wide anymore, left or right flank. I think we should get some kind of hybrid centre-back, right-back kind of fella.
If only there was a guy at Leverkusen that's on loan at Leverkusen.
Yeah, that's a crazy move, man. There's no way I can rationalize that move. That was a crazy move. But yeah, I would like to get one of those. Possibly some kind of midfielder, a DM, if you will. And maybe some I suppose Tell will be starting it. Hey, do you guys know why Musiala didn't start today? Was it injury or was he just being rested or? Interesting.
Could be anything. I don't think he's injured. I think he's just being rested because he just came back from injury.
Hmm.
I mean, look, there isn't really too much to discuss about this game because it was so one-sided that it almost felt like a training session in a way. So I just think, is there even a point of doing a player rating? Like, what do you think? I'll leave it up to you two. Is there a point doing a player rating?
No.
Well, I just saw a post on Twitter. All of our players got like 8.2s or somewhere around there, with the exception being Harry Kane, who got a 9.8. So it sounds par for course, man. Yeah, the assist was sick, bro. It was sick.
So this entire time I've been looking like to my right just to try to see whether there's any comments from Tuchel regarding the Lig being substituted off, but nothing. There's absolutely no news about it so far. So I'm just going to assume he took a knock, and I'm going to leave it at that until more information comes out.
Boys, what are you saying? Are you saying Tell deserves to start ahead of Kingsley? Is that what people are saying?
No, I just think Tell deserves to start ahead of Kane. Yep.
Okay, you need to explain yourself, because like the typical thought process is that Tell deserves to start and he should start ahead of, let's say, Choupo-Moting, but nobody's saying Sane. Like, where did that come from? Go and explain yourself.
I don't trust that man, bro.
And you trust the 18-year-old kid?
Yeah, I trust him. I trust him more. Sane has an arrogance in him, guys. I have to be honest with you.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. He's got a bit of a body language thing. You know, when Sane's playing well, he gets really dirty with the other players. It's like he forgets that, like, every season he's been here, 3/4 of the season, he hasn't done anything. But every time he's playing well, he starts doing the whole Lewandowski, like, sulking and what kind of ball was that and all this sort of shit.
Yeah.
But nah, we can't be playing Tell ahead of the boys. I know it's Bochum. The temptation is to let the kids have a run, but the fact is we haven't been clicking that well. Like, we needed to get our boys on the pitch to get a feel for it with each other. That's how I feel, man. And he came on and he did his thing, bro. Everything's going well. Like, his career is trajecting well. Like, Musiala was the same. He had to fight for minutes. 10 minutes here, 15 here. But he made the most of them, like Tell, you know. In any case, boys, that's about all I can offer for the game. So I'm going to hit the hay, but it was awesome to see you guys.
It's literally all that needs to be said about the game. Like, there isn't much to be said because it was so one-sided. So I just want to say this. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Make sure to like the stream. We're going to end it here because, again, there is no real reason, I feel like, to do a player rating. So just from that perspective, we've got a game coming up during the week, against Münster and the DFB Pokal. So we'll see you all then. With that said, cheerio, everyone. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your weekend, and hopefully, you're having a good day today as well, not just a weekend. So have a good day today, and thank you to everyone for joining. See y'all, and peace out. Bye.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out.